This is Cora Dive, bringing you another mythology lesson. Today I bring you the Children of Loki. Let's begin. The high throne of Odin was ornately carved from the trunk of a tree, and mystical runes glowed out from it. When the All Father sat upon his throne, he was given new vision, the power to look down into any of the worlds below. But lately, he had been searching for something, an unseen evil that he felt like a pressure upon his heart. His single wise eye flew over the mountains, the seas, the forests, the swamps, searching for signs of evil. He felt that evil was growing below, but as much as he searched, he could not discover the source. His gaze brushed across the iron wood. Odin kept an especially close watch on Yarnvid, the ironwood of Jotunheim. Dark things lived there, things that should never be spoken of. Once, years before, something had slunk out from the ironwood, a corpse like being, the type of phantom that nightmares are made of. One half of it lived, the other half rotted on the bone. Odin shuddered as he recalled it and stood from his throne. The far vision faded. Thor! Thor! There was a flash of lightning, and the thunder god appeared before him. All Father, Thor has come to do thy bidding. I fear we must travel to the iron wood. Some trouble is brewing there. Thor grinned and wielded his hammer high. We should take the creature Loki with us. Loki has been acting strangely lately. He's even more withdrawn than normal. I don't understand it. I don't try to understand such creatures, Father. They're all strange to me. We will bring Loki along if you wish. When Loki arrived in Odin's hall, the All-Father had assumed his earthly disguise, Vegstum the Wanderer. Vegstum rides again, I see, off on another oh so exciting adventure. Yes, and we would like you to come along. Why? So I can get you out of all your scrapes? I'd rather have a tooth pulled. Ah, he'd rather have a tooth pulled. This creature cracks me up. Gee, makes me feel so much like an actual person when you call me the creature. Sounds like some reanimated corpse. Funny you should mention that. We're traveling to the Iron Wood. A look of sudden nervousness passed over Loki's face. Oh, what's going on there? That's what we want to find out. It's been many years since we fought a monster there. Corpse like hag, remember? Now, I have the same feeling as we did then. A foreboding. We must investigate. Well, whatever type of monster it is, Thor will smash its brains out with one hit from his hammer. I hope the problem is that easily solved. This evil feels deeper, closer, an evil we haven't known before. Then I will hit it really hard. It's always hitting with you. Your mother never hugged you as a child, did she? Let's go. The ironwood was like no other forest in creation. Its iron tough, spike covered trees grew snakily, coiling around one another like a thicket of briars. It was nearly impenetrable. Well, here we are. Now what? We must go in. Well, let's send the creature in. Me? Find a path, Loki. Lead us in. We must find the source of this evil. Okay, I'll find the path, all right. The trickster eased toward the tangled branches of the forest, sliding his bony body easily through them, and disappeared into the darkness. Time passed. The creature has been gone for a long time now. Do you think he's coming back? I don't know. Something may have happened to him. Maybe we should go after him. Thor will clear the way. The thunder god barreled forward, slashing at the thick trees with his hammer. But the twisted trunks were as tough as iron. I think I'm making some headway. They call this the iron wood for a reason. Hours later, they had made their way into the tangled forest, and a thin path at last presented itself. Loki had better have a good excuse for abandoning us, or he'll have to answer to me. So this was the same forest where we mighty gods defeated that hag. She was more of a monster. If you'll remember, half of her was living, half was dead. She had powerful magic, but we defeated her. What happened to her again? Hela was her name. I sent her down to Niflheim to watch over the dead. But let us not speak of such things here. I fear something worse awaits us. The trees grew tighter and the light grew fainter. Finally, though their eyes told them nothing, they could feel a space had opened around them. Odin held up his staff, and the runes upon it began to glow. A briar dome arced high above their heads. Get ready, Thor. Something evil approaches. Thor raised his hammer and stepped forward. It was then that something lunged from the underbrush. The creature struck at Odin, and his staff fell to the ground, plunging them into darkness again. Die, monster! Ah! Odin snatched up his staff. When it relit, he saw the monster that was attacking Thor. It was a giant serpent. Its many coils looped around the god, trying to squeeze the life from him. Thor's arms were pinned, and his face was red from struggling. Ah! Odin raised his staff, and it transformed into his mighty spear, Gungnir. Unhand that god, serpent. This is Gungnir, the spear that does not miss. The snake's yellow eyes moved from the god to the fierce tip of his spear. It began to loosen its coils. A wise choice, snake. But instead of releasing Thor, the snake struck again. Its poisonous fangs aimed for Odin this time. The Allfather dove to the side, and the snake's fangs launched into the trunk of a tree behind. As the snake thrashed, trying to free itself, Odin rose to hurl his spear. But Thor, finally free of its coils, seized the serpent by the tail. Thor hates snakes! Ah! With an enormous tug, Thor yanked the snake loose from the tree and swung it above his head. Around and around he swung it. The serpent thrashed wildly, spewing its green venom into the air. Ah! With a final thrust, Thor sent the snake rocketing up through the branches above. That will teach him to challenge Thor. Bravo. Very nice. Very nice. The gods, breathing heavily, looked upward. Loki was there, lurking in the shadowy tree branches. Nice distance, Thor boy. Bet you hurled that snake all the way to Midgard. But, I think he'll be back. What was that beast? Jorgamung, the great serpent. One of the newest residents of this wood. Just a newborn. Otherwise, he would have been a lot bigger and fiercer. You seem to know a great deal about these dark creatures. We, creatures have to stick together. A blue mist started to rise from the ground beneath their feet. Odin and Thor stepped quickly aside. The form of an emaciated woman stood within it. Half of her flesh was living, the other half was decayed with death. Hela, what are you doing here? I condemned you to Niflheim. Relax, Father. What you are see before you is only a projection of my spirit. I have come to this wood to speak to my mother. Your mother. She resides here in the iron wood. She is a giant, a witch you would call her. She gave birth to me, and she gave birth to my brother, Jormungand, that you just met. And she will birth again soon. Go back to the dead, Hela. I came to see my mother, but I had not expected to see my father here as well. What are you babbling about, you hideous half-dead hag? It is a mystery, I guess. Farewell, gods. I descend. The blue flame of Hela flickered and went out. Let's be done with this vile place. Wait, where's Loki? Gone again? Never mind. This experience has left me more troubled than before. Then Thor and Odin returned to Asgard alone. The goddess Siguna approached them, looking for Loki. Where is my husband? Didn't he leave with you? Has he not returned yet? I haven't seen him, but I don't see much of him these days. He's always off on some mission, then leaving again as soon as he returns. Where could he be going? I don't know. He's changed. Odin went at once to his throne, sending his far vision out toward the iron wood. Something doesn't make sense. Even Odin's enhanced sight could not see into the darkness of Yarnvid, but Loki soon appeared on the fringes of the wood, creeping stealthily out from under its branches. Loki. What Odin saw next caused his heart to freeze. A black creature slung out of the wood behind Loki. No. Assemble the gods in the meeting hall. When Loki returns to Asgard, bring him before me at once. When Loki at long last returned to Asgard, he was brought immediately before Odin. Yring. Loki, we have accepted you here as a friend, so I will give you a chance to explain yourself. What dealings have you had with the witch who lives in the Iron Wood? I don't know what you're talking about. First, it was Hela, a hag, and we've marveled how such a creature came into existence. But we dispatched her. Mistress of the dead. Not the worst job a person could have. If you could call her a person. Then came Jormungand, the serpent. Thor hurled him to the ends of the earth. Brilliant move, by the way. You throw him into the sea, and he'll grow larger and larger. And by the time he's fully grown, he'll surround the entire world. Oh. Luckily, that's not my problem, but it might be yours someday, Thor boy. But I'm still trying to see what this has to do with me. Those two monsters were birthed by the she-giant witch who lives in the Iron Wood. Well, duh. Odin leveled his stern gaze at the trickster. I saw you, Loki. I saw you leaving the Iron Wood today. How long have you been visiting the she-giant who lives there? And don't you dare deny it. Ah, you caught me. So what? Saguna, finally realizing Loki's crime, began to weep. All these years we had no idea, but it was you all along who fathered those monsters. Why should I deny it? And now the she-giant has given birth to another monster, the worst of the three, a giant wolf with an appetite large enough to devour the world. How dare you, Loki? How dare you? Loki's eyes glittered with sudden hatred. So what? We gave you a wife from among the gods. Was she not good enough for you? Now look at the evil you've produced. Evil's in the eye of the beholder. It is only my eye that matters. And I say these acts are evil. This wolf must be subdued, just like his siblings. I am giving you a choice. Either aid us in subduing this newest child of yours, or you will be destroyed along with him. Loki clenched his pointed teeth. So it's gone to death? After all we've been through, all the tight spots I've gotten you out of. Guess I have no choice but to obey. Go. Bring your wolf son here quickly before I decide not to spare you. After Loki had departed, the gods talked hurriedly among themselves. What did it all mean? I can barely believe it. All these years, Loki's been breeding evil against us. I believe it. I've always known that half-breed would betray us. But Loki has been a good companion to me. He's gotten me out of many scrapes. Yes, but how many of those scrapes did he get you into? Good point. But there's still good in Loki. For years, he's been nursing a secret hatred of us. These monsters are the product of that hatred. Just then, Loki re-entered the hall. Behind him walked a wolf so large it had to duck to pass through the doors. In spots, the wolf's hide was bare and covered in oozing sores. His eyes glittered with hatred, and his serpentine tongue flicked from side to side. A giant wolf! No fooling you, Thunderbrain. Yes, this is Fenrir, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, he is my son. Hearing this, Saguna could bear no more and rushed from the hall. The wolf let out a little hissing laugh. Loki, aren't you going to comfort your wife? she'll be fine. I have business to settle here. So, this creature is your latest abomination. Easy now. Monsters have feelings too. You would defend this thing. You gods, you can't accept anything that's different than you, can you? There's no reason Fenrir couldn't live here with us in harmony. Well, maybe Loki's right. Huh. The first time we turned our backs, we'd be dead upon our beds. Wouldn't that be a shame? Thor says the wolf is a freak of nature. Look who's talking. This wolf is horrible, but what he stands for is worse. How could you betray Siguna? I don't think you should be lecturing me about morals. We all know how you came by that necklace you wear around your neck. How many dwarf marriages did that take again? Why, you little... Enough. You must decide what to do with the monster. Well, he would make a formidable enemy. You can obviously see his strength in his rippling muscles. He has a powerful hunger, great desire to devour. He has also inherited his father's cunning mind. I don't think a beast can be cunning. Is that so, little man? It speaks. Truly evil. Let's destroy it at once. I thank you for inviting me here because that means you cannot destroy me. Odin has declared that no blood can be spilled in this holy hall. Fine point, son. Odin, looks like you have a new pet. What do you say to that? I say it's time we muzzle this overgrown dog. The gods glanced at the snarling beast uneasily. Easier said than done. Fenrir is fast and strong, and you can see his teeth are sharp as swords. Then all the more reason he should be chained. I am strong enough to break any fetter known to man. We will see about that. Bring me a chain. Ready the blacksmiths. Begin forging at once. We must bind this cur. A cold gleam appeared in the red eyes of Fenrir. The anticipation of a chase was growing there. Loki, restrain your wolf son. You have created this mess, and you are going to help fix this. You know what, Allfather? I decided something just now. I'm through helping. I've helped you all since the beginning. Where's it gotten me? Nowhere. You can deal with Fenrir on your own. Loki, I'm warning you. Rage all you want. I'm done. You hear me? I'm done with all of you. You're hypocrites. You're preening fools. You don't have a tenth of the brains I have. You'd be helpless without me. Loki, no, there's still hope. Please let us all be friends. I've seen how you hypocrites treat friends. Don't say such things. Don't let yourself be ruled by your hatred. Oh, Balder, you and your goodness. Don't you know I hate you most of all? Pain appeared in Balder's eyes. Loki, if you leave Asgard now, you will break our blood bond and become our sworn enemy. No better than a filthy giant. That's the key, isn't it? You've never given me a fair chance. Well, you know what? If I can't become one of the gods, I'll become one of the giants. They threw me out once, but I know they'll take me back now. I have a weapon. I know the ins and outs of Asgard. I know the cracks in your invincible fortress. We'll see how long Asgard will stand without Loki. Is that a threat? You heard me, old man. Now, Fenrir, run. Catch me if you can, puny gods. Fenrir's enormous haunches flew into motion, and he burst through the wall as easily as if it had been made of paper. After him.
Whoops, I think he's getting away. Farewell, fools.
Ugh! Tyr and Thor dashed after the gigantic wolf. Loki chuckled to himself and sauntered from the hall. Odin remained upon his throne, looking completely bewildered. A great series of catacombs existed below Asgard. Fenrir found his way into these tunnels, leading Thor and Tyr deep into the earth. The giant wolf twisted his way through the labyrinth of tunnels, turning and snapping at the two gods with his enormous jaws. Don't think I run because I'm afraid of you godlings. It's just good sport. Besides, my hide is so thick no steel can pierce it. Thor will destroy you anyways. You have to catch me first. Wait, wait, hear me, Wolf. You said before that no steel can pierce you, but still you run. Are you a wolf or a frightened lamb? Are you a coward like your father? At this, the beast hissed. I'll bite you in half for those words. I am not a coward. Fine, this chase is boring me. Do your worst. The beast settled onto his haunches and bared its razor sharp teeth. I am hungry. I am no dainty eater. Find me all the food you can, and I will sit and eat until all that food is gone. Done. Now, Thor, go and get our guests something to eat. Tell the blacksmiths to forge us a chain at once. I will return. Take care, brother. Thor disappeared into the darkness. Chain. I can break any chain. I am like my brother, the serpent. The power inside me will continue to grow. I will grow larger and larger until I will be too powerful to contain. Then I will slay all you gods. I see you are your father's son. Servants from above soon appeared, carrying load after load of foods from the larder of Valhalla. They approached the wolf timidly and heaped the foodstuffs before him. Ah, now I feast, for a time. Fenrir began to eat greedily. When this food has run out, tiny one, I shall eat you. That time will not come. When we are finished, you will be chained, trapped forever. Thor appeared from the darkness. The smiths are forging a chain as we speak. He stared in shock at the rapidly disappearing pile of food. Has he eaten so much? More food! Bring more food! The smiths of Asgard worked quickly, forging a mighty chain in their fires. They carried it down to where the wolf lay. Thor and Tyr crisscrossed it across the wolf's body and bolted it to the rock. Stupid gods, I have told you no chain can hold me. No sooner had they secured the chain did Fenrir flex his feral muscles against it, and the chain snapped. Too easy. Now bring me more food, or our chase will begin again. Quick! More food and another chain. More and more food was brought and added to the pile, but it still quickly dwindled under Fenrir's monstrous appetite. The smiths forged chain after chain, but the wolf beast snapped each. Soon this food will be gone too, and I will still be free. Thor, our workmanship is not strong enough. The Allfather has gone himself to the land of the dwarves to beg them to forge a chain for us. Look, gods, Notice anything? Tyr's heart grew cold. As the wolf had devoured each pile of food, he had become larger and larger. Now he almost filled the underground cavern. With each helping of food, I am growing stronger. There is no chain in all the 9 worlds that can hold me. Your search is futile. Meanwhile, Odin, carried by Sleipnir, his 8-legged steed, had reached the land of the dwarves. Quickly, dwarves, forge us a chain that can bind the greatest monster ever born. Leave us be. We have our own treasures to complete. Listen to me. If we do not chain this wolf beast, he will devour the world. Gods, dwarves, elves, all. Now, forge quickly. Your lives will depend on it. The dwarves knew of Odin's wisdom and flew at once to their work. At last, from their glowing forge, they drew forth a line of shimmering metal, a chain that was so finely wrought that it was as thin as a hair. Is this some kind of joke? The chain is too thin. I come to you for aid, and you give me this? This chain is the strongest ever forged. This is Gleipnir. Not even the greatest Midgard serpent could break this chain. It's light as a feather. Do not question our skill. That chain will hold. It had better, or we will all be wolf meat. Odin spurred Sleipnir back to Asgard. When Odin appeared, Tyr looked up with tired, hopeful eyes. Odin the wolf is finishing the last of the food. We have emptied Asgard's larders. We can hold him no longer. I have here our final hope, a chain made by dwarves. He placed it into Tyr's hands. This is far too weak. I can barely feel it. It is our only hope. Tyr slowly turned to face the grinning jaws of Fenrir. Puny god, I have finished your feast. I see that you have another chain to try. It looks thin enough to break without lifting a paw. This is the final chain. If you break this one, you may go free. You will be free to destroy as you like. Tyr began to bind the wolf. Not so fast. You have forgotten our agreement. I am out of food. The beast was right. He had devoured the last of the food. Farewell. You must stay. Perhaps if you give me something else to eat. We have emptied Asgard of its foodstuffs. What is it that you want? The wolf licked his cracked lips and his red eyes danced. No food left, huh? What a pity. Then give me your hand, warrior god. It looks especially juicy. Tyr's face hardened. Don't do it, Tyr. Why not? You gave your eye for wisdom. This beast must be stopped. The least I can do is forfeit my hand. Place your hand into my mouth and then bind me with your puny chain. When I have snapped this chain, I shall eat the rest of you godlings. Very well. The beast opened his gigantic pink mouth, and a blast of foul breath escaped. Tyr bravely placed his left hand inside. Not that hand. Wouldn't be much of a loss for a warrior to lose his left hand. Your sword hand is what I desire. Without your sword hand, you would be useless to us, Tyr. We need your sword to fight against the giants. Of us will be able to conquer this beast if he is allowed to go free. I'm waiting. Tyr shot the wolf a cold glance and placed his right hand within his jaws. Now, Odin and Thor threw the chain into the air, and Fenrir's sharp teeth clamped down upon Tyr's wrists. Ugh! The dwarf chain took on a life of its own, coiling around Fenrir's limbs and cinching him down tightly to the ground. Fire shot from the wolf's eyes. His teeth sliced through Tyr's wrist, rending flesh and bone. Tyr pulled his arm free, leaving his hand behind. Ugh! Fenrir thrashed against the chain, but he could not break it. What is this? It cannot be. It cannot be. Curses upon Tyr the one-handed. Curses upon the guards of Asgard. I have been tricked. Wearily, Tyr tucked the bloody end of his arm within his cloak. I may be the one-handed, but I have chained you, dog. Come away from this place, Tyr. Leave the beast to his madness. You have won this battle, but I have taken your sword skill from you. No one will ever fear Tyr the cripple. Give me my sword. Thor drew Tyr's sword for him and placed it into his left hand. No steel can kill me. No steel can pierce my hide. Then I'll teach you to keep your mouth shut. Tyr drove his sword into the mouth of the raging wolf. Foam and blood ran forth, and Fenrir howled in pain. My father will come for me and free me from this magic trap. Then I will rise and destroy you all. We will be ready. With the rabid cries of the wolf echoing behind them, the gods navigated the passageways back to Asgard above. When the other gods beheld Tyr's wound, they mourned. The son of Loki has been chained below before high price. Balder, a look of sadness in his eyes, drew near to Tyr. He looked painfully at the god's wound. This wound is like the one I feel in my heart. I fear there is no hope for peace. I fear our brother Loki's left us forever. Brother Loki, hear me, gods of Asgard. Tyr raised his remaining hand. I will train this sword hand to be as skillful as the last. Then I will find Loki, I will track him down, and I will drive my blade into his heart. Peace had been torn from Asgard, as surely as the hand had been torn from Tyr.